Yay Networks.
Welcome to Logically Irrational with my parents, Ty Strickland and Melissa Rycroft. He's a little logical.
Until I start gossiping.
And she's a little irrational.
You've got nothing.
But together, they make the perfect combo.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Logically Irrational. We're back.
We're back.
Gone last week. Had an awesome spring break.
Awesome spring break. Was that last week? No,
Yeah,
it was?
that was last week. Where are you?
I don't know.
Maybe it's because we came back Thursday, so we actually had a few extra days.
That's right.
to rest.
I was thinking we've done a podcast since then.
But yeah, super successful trip. We had the kids skiing for 4 days.
Oh, it was the best.
You went skiing with them.
It was so much fun. The place we stayed was perfect.
Ski in, ski out. Highly recommend if you are going to be skiing with children. It was our first time to do it.
Just makes it so much easier.
Not lugging the skis. And where we were, y'all would walk to where the lockers were at our condo, which, 100 feet away. And then I could actually walk to the base of the mountain through the front and meet y'all there in about 3 minutes. And we always met at the same time, had lunches together.
Yeah, our little condo, we were on the first floor. You'd take a elevator up to the fourth floor where there were lockers, walk out the back door, and ski down to the main lift.
On the mountain.
Awesome.
Yeah, we were in Park City. Did we say that?
I don't know.
I'm in love with Park City.
Yeah, me too.
We've been a couple times now. We've gone in the summertime. I love it. The little main street is so cute. All the little restaurants. And then we did this thing at night. So our living room was made up of a big couch, and then in an L-shaped was like a love seat. And both opened up to
beds. Sleep out.
We made the living room one huge bed basically. And just kind of the first, I think, day or two, I would put it up and make it. And then I went, why am I doing this when we come home at
tomorrow morning?
4
We're
o'clock,
gonna
right, and make it in a bed. And then we started watching the Jurassic Park movie series.
I guess Ava watched it at school, or part of it at school, and so she wanted to watch it. And I mean, I remember watching those when I was a kid, and they were okay.
I watched the first one. I've never watched any, and I was like, there's 7 movies. I had no idea there were 7 movies. And of course, she has a crush on Chris Pratt. So we started with Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Man, dare I say,
Not
those
bad.
movies.
Especially with kids.
I mean, every night we'd come home going, which one are we going to watch tonight?
We watched, 3, 4 of them?
I think we watched 4. We ended with the original Jurassic Park, which I have to say is a complete disappointment after you watch the new ones.
Yeah, the technology's so much better.
And I used to remember...
the dinosaurs look real.
Yeah, I loved Jurassic Park, but once you've seen its world and then there's another one after, there's actually a new one coming out, I think in a year.
I'll have to see it.
And they're so much better. It was so fun though.
But then you go back and watch the original, and the dinosaur, like the T-Rex, looks like it looks like Chuck E. Cheese bear or mouse, whatever he is.
Even the story, like it just didn't. The whole thing didn't do it for me. But it was so much fun.
Kept the kids' attention for sure.
Had my birthday.
Did have your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of came and went this year.
It did last year too.
No, last year we had a huge blowout party at our house.
Once we got back. Well, we were in Park City for your birthday last year too.
We were. No, I do have, my friends have planned it's a happy hour on Sunday. And I was just talking to one of my friends yesterday, and she's like, oh, we've got Minute to Win It games and I was like, oh, it's a thing.
Oh, wow.
They know I love like a theme and stuff to do. So looking forward to that. Fun fact though, I did find out I share a birthday with Johnny Knoxville. Yeah. Fun. And guess who else I celebrate a birthday with?
You're going to have to tell me.
I'll play it for you.
Lisa Loeb?
Lisa flipping Loeb.
Great song.
Now, that doesn't mean much to anybody else, but this is like Ty's.
I love this song.
Not your anthem. I can't say that. Well, yeah. But you sang this all. No, don't sing it. No, it doesn't translate.
No.
But
every word.
You do. And we played this at like our bachelorette parties.
I mean, anytime it comes on, I'm singing.
So yeah, me and Lisa, who I actually know. She's
Yeah.
in my phone. I don't remember how I met her.
You met her at a North Texas thing.
I did a hosting
She's a
gig with her.
North Texas grad.
And then I
Like
I
you.
say stay in touch, but not really. But yeah, that's just a fun little fact. I share a birthday with them. I wonder if Lisa's at home like, you know who I share a birthday with?
Johnny Knoxville.
So yeah, that was it. Appreciate everybody being patient, letting us have the week off. Great family time. We came back and we are in spring full force here in
Sure
Dallas.
are.
It is raining heavy every other day. We have started spring sports, so we're kind of all over the place. And we have our trip to Vegas next week
Yep.
to celebrate our birthdays.
Is that what are we celebrating?
It's always we go in between our
Okay.
birthdays and we just kind of make it. We call it the birthday trip because it's March Madness.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
We're going with some friends, and you sent over there. We've had our eye on this place for a while. It's a sports book pool.
Yeah. You never responded to me on that.
I know. You know why? Because just Google image it, and it kind of makes you go. Because it seats 4,000 people.
Oh, it's huge.
It's
Well, I mean,
ginormous.
it's like every other Vegas pool.
Yeah, but I'm not really like when we stay at Aria. I don't feel like there's thousands of people at that pool. We have our day bed. We kind of get in. This seems unsai to me.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, it's not like.
Looking at the pictures, it just looks like there's people everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, they have all sorts of games, and you can gamble on basketball. And although we're going for the Sweet 16,
Yeah.
and the day that we would go to the pool, there's only 2 games, and they're at night.
oh, well then
Yeah.
not a
So
big deal anyway.
right.
Fantastic. Because I was also, I don't know where it was, but I'm like, I don't want to be in a cab in my swimsuit and then be wet coming back. Like I like the idea of just going upstairs.
Yeah, well, I agree.
And coming
I agree with
down.
that.
So on that note, though, reminder, we will not be here next week. We will be in Vegas.
We will be in
and
Vegas.
then we'll be back indefinitely, kind of in the midst of everything.
Yeah, buddy.
Should we get into it? Do you have anything to add? Any?
No, just Park City was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, really want to go back.
Good. You know, one of these days I'm going to make you come in somewhat prepared
Yeah, good luck.
with anything.
Good luck.
Anything.
Hey,
All
I'm
right.
just here for the commentary.
Let's do some pop news and, as usual, end with reality.
Yep.
All right.
Pop news time.
Everybody is talking about this. Now, I'm super interested in it, but I don't know if it's like oversaturation of too many people are talking about it now. Kate.
Yeah, I don't know what's
Middleton.
going on here. You're gonna have to explain it to me.
Okay, well, I'll do a brief overview because I think most people know what's going on. Long story short, she was last seen in public on Christmas 2023. Then on January 17th, Kensington Palace made this big announcement that she was going to be undergoing abdominal surgery and she wasn't going to be back doing public appearances or anything until Easter, which is this coming week. What? You had a question.
Is this like an illness or what?
We don't know. She was having abdominal surgery.
Well, they didn't say. They just said abdominal surgery.
It's nobody's
Isn't that
business, to be fair. Well, like, is it a bowel thing? Is it a woman thing?
That's my question.
We don't know.
Okay.
She's just having abdominal surgery.
Okay.
Why does that affect the story?
Well, because just like if she's sick, then that would be different than if she's something elective. Or,
No,
I don't know.
we don't know. They gave a time of when she would be back.
That was my only question. You got mad at me. That I
didn't
asked you,
get mad. You're getting frustrated.
No. I won't ask any more questions.
Stop it. Don't
Okay,
do
go.
that. So in March, there was a poorly edited Mother's Day photo. Do you remember when it wasn't Mother's Day, it was International Women's Day. And you've seen that photo where she's in
it's
the
all
middle of the
chopped up.
kids. I'm going to be honest.
There's like 2 hands in there or something.
I mean, I didn't look at it. And I will still see pictures where they've circled all of the places that it's been Photoshopped. I'm like, I can't tell.
Oh, really?
No.
I could tell on
It looked
something that I
odd.
saw.
Her head looked too big for
It's
the
like
picture.
it's like her hand is around one of the kids, and then her hand is on the other one's shoulder. It's weird.
I don't know. But Kensington Palace released that photo. Look, here's Kate. Happy International
Everybody's happy.
Women's Day. Well, the Associated Press then issued, it's a photo kill where the Associated Press is saying, take that photo down. It is not real. It has been altered. Which you've never really seen that before, and especially coming from
I've never
something
heard
like
of
the
it.
Palace. Well, so then what happens is Kate gets in her notes app on her phone and writes up, "Oh, it was just me playing with Photoshop," basically. And
She said that?
somebody typed it up and wrote that Kate said.
Okay.
This is going along with the conspiracy
okay,
of like,
right.
okay, so now
Still hasn't been
Kate's-
seen.
The joke is Kate's not getting on her app and writing out a statement and then putting it out on Instagram. Like that's just not how the Royals do it. It's not how they've ever done it. So in getting backlash from this now second attempt, because the reason all this was happening is people are like, where the heck is Kate? Like nobody has seen Kate Middleton. This is the longest that it's been.
Which is weird,
and
right?
nobody's answering questions of, is she okay? Were there complications? Whatever. And so then earlier this week, TMZ published footage of her and William walking out of like a little farmer's market. Have you seen that?
Yes.
And she looks very thin, which if she's had some sort of abdominal surgery,
Right.
she probably, is either one on a diet or has just lost a lot of weight. But people are going, that's not Kate.
Yeah, I heard people were saying that it's not her. Like, couldn't you tell? I haven't seen
No, you can't, because there's actually two women who are, what do they call people that look like celebrities and they go out and do
look-alike, yeah.
appearances and
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And one of them, she was on TMZ, and I'm looking at her going, that's Kate Middleton. And
But
she's
it's not.
no, she's not. And she's
Yeah.
like, I promise that wasn't me in the photo. But people are
Was
speculating.
it William?
It was William. But what started all this is, one, there's no security, and they never go anywhere without security. One. Two, there's no other footage. There's no photos of them. As they're walking, nobody's looking like, oh my gosh, it's William and Kate.
Yeah.
There's no other video other than this one really grainy video where you can't even get like, it looks like it could be her, but it also looks like maybe it's not her.
Yeah.
And so, but all this did basically was people are now all up in arms of
Right.
like, what the heck is going on? Because
Understandably. I mean, except for who cares?
I mean,
I guess if you're British, you would
except,
care.
what came out 2 weeks ago is Prince William having an affair, and they've got the photos of the woman. And I mean,
no.
exactly. There's so much going on. People are still up in arms about like the Princess Diana conspiracy theories. You've got
Right.
the Meghan and Harry stuff. Basically, if I'm Kensington Palace, I'm a little embarrassed by what's happening because you look silly. You've got the bad Photoshop. You have an announcement that Kate photoshopped the photo herself, and then you've got this, is it her, is it not her? And TMZ, I have not seen it yet, but they actually last night on Fox, I'm sure it's on Hulu now, they do the TMZ investigates, and the big investigation now is where is Kate and Harvey Levin. And I only bring up TMZ because to me, I trust TMZ. If it's on TMZ,
It's probably true.
he's got enough facts behind it that he is confident saying what he does. And in the special, from what I saw on the preview, he says, I am not convinced that what Kensington Palace told us is what's happening. I don't think that she went out for surgery. I don't think that.
Is there speculation on what they think it might be?
Well, some people think maybe she is sicker than what the palace is comfortable saying right now. Two, are these affair rumors true? And
Maybe she
she's
left.
gone into hiding, or the palace is trying to get ahead of this, like figure out how we're going to air this story.
Okay.
There's a couple theories going on as to what's happening, but people are like, all they have to do is put Kate in front of a camera and have her
It'd be
say,
very simple to
y'all,
squash this.
I told you I wasn't coming back until Easter. I'm fine. I'm just and they're not doing that. And so everybody's like,
Up in arms.
where is she?
He doesn't seem like the type that would cheat.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess you get power and
I don't
all that, but
know. Yeah.
it seems like he kind of outkicked his coverage a little bit.
With Kate?
Yeah.
Oh, you think so? He's a kind of future king. Are you kidding
Well, no,
me?
I get that. I get that, but I don't know.
He was, back when he was a teenager, I grew up, he's our age, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
very attractive. He was like the number one, oh my God, he's going to be king, and he's really cute too.
Oh, really?
But then he
Okay.
lost all his hair, and he seems really boring, which I think you have to be.
Well,
as king.
that's what I'm saying. He
Yeah.
kind of seems boring.
You have-
and
but you
not
have,
much
like,
personality. And
Harry got to be the fun one. He
Yeah.
got to go to Vegas and be naked, and pictures got out, and it's no big deal. But Will probably grew up going, "You're very serious."
I heard something the other day where that girl is extorting him,
yeah,
like from
Harry.
10 years ago.
So one of the girls that was in that Vegas suite I guess, has more photos and said, we hooked up that night. And
she was mad that she didn't get mentioned in his book.
I don't know if that is true or not.
I think that's what she said.
I did hear that, but I didn't hear that from her.
Funny.
I think I heard it from like some news. Maybe we were listening or watching the same thing. I don't know.
I mean, wasn't that 10 years ago?
Yeah, I was listening to it going, nobody cares.
Yeah,
I don't need to see more pictures of him. And I don't care if you hooked up with him 10 years ago. Like, it's not news. And I'm sorry if you are mad
about not
that
getting
he did
mentioned
not
in
mention the one night stand that he had with you in Vegas
too bad.
in his book, The Spare.
And she wanted some crazy amount of money.
I don't know if Harry and Meghan have a ton of money.
Oh,
though.
they're rich. They're super
But they
rich.
don't have palace money. And they made that deal. What podcast platform was it?
Yeah, it was Netflix, wasn't it?
Well, Netflix didn't do their podcast, though, did they?
Oh, I don't know about podcasts, but
But
they
the podcast
did
got canceled. The Netflix special did not do well. His book sold well.
Yeah, that dude's rich. I'm just telling you, he's got some trust fund.
Talk about being boring, too. She does not seem like a load of fun. Could be wrong.
Yeah,
Could
who
be
knows?
reading the room wrong, but she does not seem like someone who wants to come to my happy hour birthday party and play Minute to Win It games.
You don't know that. We'll reach out to her, invite her, see if she wants to come.
So anyway, I hope all is well. I'm not a royal follower or anything like that.
People are crazy about that. Americans are crazy about that.
Middleton.
Yeah.
Well, it's because we don't have it.
I guess.
You know?
I could care less. But like when we were watching the
Crown.
wedding.
Oh, the royal wedding.
The royal wedding, and it was like televised everywhere on every stage. Like, who
See,
cares?
I watched The Crown. I'm fascinated by it. I do think there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes of that
I'm sure.
family.
I'm
That
sure.
I think what's happening too is that times are changing so much, and the royal family is not quite changing with the times. And so the reason I say it, I would be embarrassed by them. I'm like, it's definite. They're not keeping up with like technology and how there are sleuths out there now, you know.
Yeah.
20 years ago, you could get away with this because nobody's online sleuthing things out. And now this is all people do is let me get online and I will solve this crime from across the world.
I'll find her.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was it.
Cool.
Moving on.
Yeah.
This is going to sound super weird. Before we move on, literally just got a notification
Yeah.
from TMZ that today, Kensington Palace to reveal major update on Kate Middleton's health. As we're talking about this, it's like they
crazy.
knew we were talking about this.
So they sent out a
Press release that they are
that
going
they're
to
going
make.
to say something later.
Right. They want people to pay attention. So stay tuned. I feel bad. I feel bad. I wish we were doing this after the announcement, because what if the announcement completely,
Yeah, right.
whatever. Okay, moving on now officially. This is such a sad story. Another one that I've been kind of obsessed with this week. The name Riley Strain. Do you know that name? The 22-year-old boy from the university.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. From the University of Missouri. Like I said, he's 22. He was on a trip to Nashville, Tennessee. He was with his fraternity brothers when he disappeared on March 8th. Surveillance footage shows him. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah,
he's
he's
stumbling
stumbling. It
around,
doesn't look
and but there's also police cam footage that I've watched, and the officer, he's not stumbling in the footage, and the officer's like, "How are you?" And Riley goes, "I'm good, sir. How are you?" Like it was a coherent conversation, because a lot of people were giving this officer flack of, why did he not stop the kid? But the kid
It seemed okay.
was fine. So again, surveillance video shows him stumbling and struggling, walking in a straight line
after
he got separated from his friends when he was kicked out of Luke Bryan's
bar.
Yeah. Luke Bryan's been in this. So the name is 32 Bridge, I believe. He got kicked out at about 9:40, they said. A friend, apparently, like, reports are, nothing's 100% confirmed yet, but they kicked him out because he was violating their code of conduct, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And a friend walked him down the stairs. Riley then said, "I'll meet you at the house." The
See you in a bit.
friend went back upstairs, and Riley is now on his own on the streets of downtown Nashville, a place that he is not familiar with. Right, not familiar with. He's not from there. Not that matters, but he has not been seen since. So his bank card was found on the embankment of a nearby river, which is never
It's not good.
Officials are looking into whether bartenders at Luke Bryan's Nashville bar overserved Strain before the security team removed him. And so going into just a little bit of like, what's a bar responsible for when it comes to serving and over-serving and all of that kind of stuff. So this is a quote. It says, there are no specific rules or statutes that govern escorting out intoxicated patrons from their businesses or providing assistance in getting someone home. This is from the Tennessee Alcohol Beverage Commission, whoever. They said this in a statement. And it says, however, state law prohibits serving alcoholic beverages to someone who is visibly intoxicated.
Wait, isn't he 18?
He's 22.
Oh, he's 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
A violation is a Class A misdemeanor. The TABC has opened an investigation into this matter to see if any violations have occurred at specifically Luke Bryan's bar. The TC Restaurant Group and Luke's 32 Bridge then released a statement about the investigation into Riley's disappearance, saying that records show, and they have physical records show, that he only served one drink, or he was only served one drink at the bar and 2 glasses of water. So was he intoxicated coming into the
Before.
bar? Did he get
Drugged.
Did something happen? So his stepfather has come out and said that he was confirmed to be at 2 other bars before he went to 32 Bridge. He said that Riley FaceTimed his mom and said that he had visited Garth Brooks' new Friends in Low Places.
Yeah,
We
the
talked
new
about
bar,
that
yeah.
last week. Yeah. And as well as Miranda Lambert's, I think it's Casa Rosa is what it's called. So he looks like he was kind of celebrity bar hopping, maybe is what these fraternity boys were all doing together. The quote from his father, or stepfather, said, quote, he didn't even sound like he'd been drinking a lot. I've done a fair amount of drinking in my life. I still question whether it was alcohol or something else. Well, sad news came out today. Did you hear it?
No.
They found him.
Yeah. Not.
He was found in a river 8 miles from downtown Nashville. I think it's the Cumberland River is what it was called. And yeah.
And no clue yet.
They don't know yet. They're going to do toxicology. I imagine something is going to come up on the toxicology, that it was either extreme alcohol or there was something happened to him at one of those bars.
Well, for him to be 8 miles away, wouldn't that make you think that he maybe got beat up or got mugged?
They say there was no
got...
foul play.
Really?
At least the initial, what the police are saying is it does not appear there was any, there's no like apparent bullet wound in him or anything like that. But this is like, I want to raise our children and go, you never leave a friend behind, right?
No.
When you're going out with friends, if somebody leaves early or if somebody stays late, somebody's got to, you can't just leave somebody, you know?
No, I agree.
If you think of just, if one person had left, let's just hypothetically, let's put this situation out there. His drink got roofied.
Yeah.
Right? And all of a sudden he goes from 0 to 100 and is intoxicated, gets kicked out of this bar. And if just one friend who was not roofied said, let me just walk him home, let me drop him off at the house, and then I'll come meet y'all wherever you go.
Yeah.
This is a completely different outcome, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe.
No, you're right. You're right. But I mean, I've been in numerous situations like that where I've just left somewhere by myself.
Yeah, but that's so dangerous.
Now, maybe in a city that you're not familiar with, that probably wouldn't make sense. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can understand why they would say that the buddy should have gone with him. But he's a 22-year-old man.
He's a 22. That is not a man. He is a 22-year-old boy in a foreign city that he's never been in before on a fraternity booze trip.
Well, you're making that up.
And gets kicked out. No, there was a fraternity trip.
Well,
That's why they were there.
But
yeah.
you're saying a booze trip. Like, I mean, he may not even
They
been...
were bar hopping.
Yeah. But I mean, the dad's saying that he didn't even think he was
All
intoxicated.
I'm saying is this should have been a everybody stays together. Buddy system. Everybody's got a buddy, and we make sure at the end of the night.
Yeah.
I know that sounds dumb. Girls kind of do that.
Girls should do that.
Girls do that.
should totally
of like, you're my
100%
buddy
do
for the
that.
night. And
I agree with you.
But you don't think, I mean, how many guys has this happened to now? And they always end up in like water. It's always some sort of weird river did he fall into it? Did he, I mean, his bank card was found, but nobody stole it. Nobody stole it and was using it. He wasn't robbed.
I don't
It's
know.
just super
until
heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
As a mom, obviously, of boys and girls, like if this was one of my sons, my instinct is to be mad at those boys and go, why did you leave him?
You
Why
know-
did you leave him
Yeah.
when he was in trouble and you knew he was in trouble because he was so drunk he was kicked out of a bar and y'all just let him
Well, you're
walk
saying
home?
that, but you don't know that.
Babe,
The
they kicked him out of the bar because they said,
well, but the stepdad's saying that they talked to him right before that, right?
right, but if you're kicked out of a bar because the bartender thinks you're too drunk, in my mind, a friend then is like, all right, let me just tuck you in.
Yeah.
Let me get you home, tuck you in, and I'll either stay or I'm going to go meet
Yeah,
the
in
guys back
retrospect,
out.
yeah, it would have been a lot better if he did that. Just, if I were in a situation like that, I would be like, dude, stay. I'll make it home. I'm good. I'm going to get an Uber and go home.
Ages of 19 to 24 scare me to death.
Yeah.
I want all of my children to get through 19 to 24 unscathed.
I think it's 16. I think
think
when they start
16?
driving, they have so much more independence,
Yeah.
being able to take yourself wherever you want to go.
You just don't even realize, like, this kid he went out with his friends for a night, had no idea that
Yeah, and it's ruined. Ugh,
22.
gosh.
He's 22 years old.
That's awful.
Anyway, that was a big damper. But I was obsessed with that. And then today I'm at Spirit Shop this morning and it popped up and I went, oh, dang it. They found him.
The
Dang
video that I saw of him leaving the bar
Yeah.
did not look good. I mean,
So-
he was like stumbling.
Well, he's also like I've heard
He's real
6'5" to
tall, right?
6'7",
Yeah.
and he's very thin. He looked very lanky walking. I saw the same video probably that you did. And he's almost ran into a wall, I think, in the video that I saw. Like, definitely stumbling. But it's also downtown Nashville, and they probably see... When you and I go to Vegas, I'm going to be honest, when we see a drunk person on the street, my instinct is not, oh, we should get him home.
Well, no, not if you don't know him.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, so
right.
people are getting up in arms of like, how could people see him on the street and not help him? And on one hand, I'm like, if I didn't know him, I'd be like, he's a drunk kid, let him get home.
Yeah.
Right. My argument goes towards the people that knew him and the friends that were there with him, and nobody. Like, I want our boys and Ava 100%, but our boys like to know you always take care of a friend. And if somebody looks like they've either had too much or something has happened to them, just get them home.
Yeah.
Be responsible and get them home.
Yeah.
And then you can continue with your night if you want, or you can call it a night, whatever you want to do. It's not a date. Like,
It's
just
not worth it.
Just take your friend home
Yeah.
and make sure.
I agree.
Because you would want somebody to do that for you. Super sad.
Yep.
Okay, on to Bruno Mars. Have you heard about this week?
No.
He's gone up and I don't know what to believe with this story. So he has a residency.
Oh, wait, I did hear this.
Okay.
He's like bankrupt or something.
Okay, well, no, not bankrupt.
debt.
But so he has a residency in Vegas. He's been in Vegas for quite
Which
a
I
while
would
now.
love to see.
I think he's done now. I think we missed it.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. But earlier this week, a source claimed to News Nation that MGM, quote unquote, basically owned Bruno after he allegedly racked up millions in gambling debt with the hospitality and entertainment company. The outlet that went to News Nation also claimed that Mars made $90 million a year from his residencies at MGM. Huge.
What?
$90 million. But the singer is using a large amount of that to pay back the company because he owns $50+ million in gambling debt. So the source says that he's technically only making $1.5 million a night after taxes. So his relationship with MGM started back in 2016 when he launched his partnership with the company, which then led to it was Park MGM where he had his residency.
Yeah.
He, in December, extended it it was supposed to be done in December 2023. He extended it through February 24, which is why I said you just missed it. Just missed Bruno. And then he also has, it's called the Pinky Ring Cocktail. Have you heard?
No.
It's just now. It said it opened up in the spring of
Is it a bar
24.
or?
Yeah. It's at the Bellagio. It's the Pinky Ring Cocktail Bar at Bellagio. And it's now open. So maybe when we're there next week, we go over to Pinky Ring.
Pinky Ring.
And
Get him out of debt.
so I don't know, because once this came out and everybody was reporting on it, everybody's like, oh my God, he's in debt. MGM then comes to his defense and says, no, he's not. They made a statement that said MGM and Bruno's partnership is longstanding, rooted in mutual respect. Any speculation otherwise is completely false. He has no debt with MGM. And then the statement continues that together, We are excited to continue creating unforgettable experiences for our guests. And I'm
Maybe he
not
was working off the
sure-
debt.
I was saying, I'm not sure I believe MGM.
Well, I mean, maybe
He's a gambler. He likes to gamble. I think MGM is like, he's brought us so much money.
Yeah, right.
That even if he is a little bit in debt, which it sounds disgusting, but to Vegas, $50 million, it's probably a little bit of debt for somebody that's bringing in. How much has he brought in over his residencies? Like,
Well, I mean, you said-
hundreds of millions.
Oh, I'm sure.
He
Well, didn't
made
you just say-
90.
he made.
He made 90.
Yeah. Oh, they'll let
Yeah.
him have that line of credit all day long.
And now that he's got the bar, they're probably like, no, we're good. Things
yeah,
are
just
good.
do a couple more concerts for us. Work it off. You're good.
Man, we've always talked about, because we've known not a lot, a few people that get like the big rooms comped
Yeah.
and the dinners comped, and like they go to Vegas and they're like, oh my gosh, you're here. Welcome
Yeah.
back. What can we do for you?
Yeah.
Now, as much as we go, we've never had that because I don't gamble.
Yeah, it was on gamble.
They don't get my money other than in the hotel room. You think he gets like a free hotel room? And
Bruno Mars.
I know, I'm joking. I'm trying to start the conversation.
Yeah. He gets. You remember that one Entourage episode where they go to Vegas and he gets just this wad
I
of
don't
money
remember.
that they say just use it here.
Really?
Just gamble here.
Do they do that? Is that a true thing?
Yeah, I bet it is. Well, I know that I don't know specifically about getting handed cash.
Yeah.
But I do know that your flights are comped, your rooms are comped, all food is comped.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
To do that,
Well, we knew a guy
you're
that
spending a ton.
Oh, we knew a guy that spent $100,000 a night.
Right.
And the whole trip was comped. They would come pick him up and bring him.
Well, they have him flagged too. Like anytime that he would show up, it's like they knew,
Yeah.
everybody knew,
Yeah.
and that's
But I mean, that's $100,000 a night. That's how much he gambled.
crazy.
It's a lot of money.
That's a
every
lot of
night.
money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. I get mad when I lose 100 at blackjack.
You get mad when you lose $4.
Yeah, but how happy am I when I cash out like $30 plus? I'm like, look at that.
$32.
I've cashed out. I think it was like a 94-cent coupon one time.
Sweetie, you started with 50.
Take it. Where were we? I think it was at Venetian Palazzo. There's like not a fountain, but there's a little blocked off section, and people throw their coupons in that you get from the machines when you make money.
Yeah, it was at Venetian.
And some of them were. I looked. I was like, that's $150.
It's like a good luck thing or something.
It's like a trivia fountain, but you're not
Yes.
throwing a coin in. You throw your coupon in that you get from the machine,
Right.
with your profit.
But if it's so little that, like, if it's 37
Some of
cents.
them were high, though, is what I was
Yeah,
saying.
some of them were a couple of bucks, weren't they?
I'm sure at night people go in and go.
Oh, I'm sure people steal those all the time.
So anyway, I don't know what I believe. I don't know if I care. I'm kind of sad that Bruno was there, and as many times as we've been, we
I
never
would
saw
love to see him
him
in concert.
because he's
got so many good songs.
we've never seen Bruno, have we? Yeah.
No.
I bet he's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
I remember the last time we were there, we were having lunch on the top of a building, that new sports bar.
Yep.
And we were looking at Park MGM, and the big Bruno Mars thing
Yeah.
was up front. Remember, they said sold out that night or
Yeah.
whatever. But I think we were leaving that day or something.
You know what's weird is I still remember back in the heyday of my career when our pictures would be on like the Venetian one.
Yeah, that
Do you
was
remember that?
crazy.
The one in front of
Yeah.
the Palazzo
Big,
Venetian.
huge one.
We'd be hosting a pool party and I'm like, oh my God, that's my face on the
That's
marquee.
nuts.
Or we'd go in the elevator and I'm like, that's our face on the elevator. I stole one of them. Remember
That's
that?
crazy.
I took it.
Yeah.
It's crazy now.
a long time ago.
When I think 15, 20 years later that was life.
15 years ago.
I know. And now we go to Vegas and nobody cares.
Nobody.
They don't
it's all-
know.
We had to pay for it.
I have to pay for it. My face isn't
what a
anywhere.
jip.
It's not a jip. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's do a little reality roundup.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Reality Roundup.
Let's talk a little Full Swing on Netflix.
Love it.
It's what we've been watching the past week. We watched season 1 year and a half ago.
Yeah, but whenever it came out,
And season 2 is now out. I'm
I
going
love
to
it.
let you take over because
Well-
it's like sports.
yeah, it is. And especially with golfers, like you don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
And you probably couldn't even point them out.
100%.
Right. And so seeing them, and those guys make a ton of money. And so,
Okay,
like,
it was my number one takeaway from this series. Like they win, and they're walking away with over $3.5 million. They lose, and they're walking away with like $90 million or $90,000. And I'm like,
yeah. Well, if you don't make the cut, you don't make anything. But if you're a top 50 golfer, you probably make the cut, and you're walking away with $100,000 a week.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. Of course, they don't do it every week, and they're professional athletes. They don't make as much as basketball players or whatever, but it's just cool seeing their lifestyle and seeing their families, and it's a great series. And it's not like smutty at all. It's it's really good.
Can't be. This is I compare them kind of to the Prince William. Like, I feel like they're supposed to be. We are golfers, right? We are men of Harvard, as they said in the Facebook social media, whatever it was. Like, that's how they present themselves. Very classy. I was really into the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, I
Got
enjoyed the whole
slow
thing.
in the middle.
There were a couple episodes that were kind of slow, like the whole Ryder Cup thing. You probably weren't into, but I really liked it.
I hate the way it ended, but it was the Rory. Rory McIlroy? His name's a hard one for me. McIlroy. I love him, Mr. Bean.
He's cool.
I think he's awesome.
He's cool.
Ricky Fowler, who I still think should be like a NASCAR driver.
He should. He should have a reality show.
Who's the one? There was one guy, I can't remember his name. He was featured last season. He was like, I became insta famous. I'm famous overnight.
Yeah, he's like the top 50. He's like a 50 golfer.
And he was funny last season, and this time I was like, I don't like hearing you talk about like how famous you got and how
he just made a couple of comments, which I'm sure he did. I'm sure that Netflix.
I'm sure, but when the cameras are following you, don't
take
say
pictures with him.
Don't tell me that. But yeah, it was great. It kept my attention. Even if
you don't like golf, you should watch this.
But as I was watching it, I was like, how is this different than the first?
It was just different people.
It's not, but no, they had Rory, they had Ricky, they had the other guy. I mean, there were a lot of the same people. I feel like Jordan Spieth.
Spieth wasn't on this one as much. I like Spieth. I don't know. It's just another season. They could do this every season, and I would watch it.
And maybe they will.
Yeah, there was the whole the Live Tour that they talked about a lot this season, which was interesting.
Speaking of the Live Tour, that would make me so angry.
Yeah.
So what we learned last season is is it PGA? PGA. And then this whole new group, the Live group, came out. From
the Middle East, and they have all of this money, and they just started trying to buy players to come play.
And they would, for what, hundreds of millions?
Hundreds of millions of dollars, yeah. And the people that were loyal to... So PGA came out and said, look, if you're going to take their money and you're going to go over there, you're banned from PGA. You'll never play in the PGA again. So that thing may be short-lived. You're going to go get paid a ton of money, but you're done. You're never going to win another PGA championship, which is why you play golf.
Right.
But the people that were after the money, which I would have been... I mean, like, you're setting up your family. This is crazy money. You're setting up your grandchildren's grandchildren.
But then you had those loyalists that were like, this is what I do. This is who has raised me.
I don't need that $300 million. I'll stay here and stay loyal. And loyal to what? Like, it's a job.
Right.
Like, I mean, I guess maybe if I could win the World Series or something, like maybe I would feel differently. And since it's golf, but you're setting up generations of your family. It's a job.
In my mind, if you were 40, I'd go, take the money. Our career is over in the PGA. Take the money. But if you're 20, I'm like,
if you're 20 and you haven't made the money yet, there's nothing that says that you're ever going to.
What if Jordan Spieth had done? You know what I mean? Then you're not getting your purple jacket, or green jacket.
Well, Jordan already had a ton of money.
You know what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Like, I think at a certain point in the career, I understand people going, I'm taking the $150 million and I'm out. Other points, I'm like, are you selling? And people, it was a sellout, right? Isn't that what they called them?
Right.
Yeah.
And so then what this season showed was that the PGA went back and they actually joined with Live. And if you took that money, you were welcomed back into the PGA.
You got your $150,
you got your money,
and you got to
go back. And so Rory, who was probably the most famous one that did not take the money, he could have taken. Right. He could have been the biggest one over there.
Right.
He's the number 2 golfer in the world. He could have gotten $500 million.
What was the quote that he said? It was really good. Not that I got played, but something like that.
Oh yeah.
Like I got gypped. Totally 100%.
He totally did. So, but that was interesting. That was a focal point of the series, and that was fun.
Yeah, and I'm not into golf. I'm prefacing that right now to people. Like, I could care less about golf, but as we watch this, and even when we watch the tournaments and the clips, I'm like, oh, make it.
I will watch the 4 big tournaments. I'll watch the last day.
I would say I can't watch the whole thing. Is the last day like the fourth quarter of?
Yeah, it's the fourth day, and it's the final. Yeah, final round.
So anyway, you've got Full Swing. It's out on Netflix now. This one I watched on my own. It's called The Volcano Rescue from Whakaari on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I saw you.
You saw part of it and you got bored.
It seemed like it was really boring.
Oh my God, it was so good. You watched it coming in over halfway. Why are you laughing?
Oh, nothing. Just because I was bored with this.
Well, you came in. Again, I had been watching the whole thing. So it's a documentary, and it's a look at the eruption of, it's called Whakaari, which is also called White Island, and it's off the coast of the North Island of New Zealand. And then this happened on December 9th, 2019. The island is an active stratovolcano island. Do you know what that means?
Volcanic.
I know. It means that it has continuously been releasing gas since its discovery in 1769. So it's never like dormant. It's never just flat. It's always releasing some sort of gas, and they call a level 1, a level 2, and then you've got level 3 eruption, all of that. Well, it has become a popular tourist destination because it's beautiful. Like the way that I don't understand the science behind it, so I'm gonna sound stupid, but when the sulfur hits the ground and it makes the ground like almost a yellow green, and you have the kind of, it looks like smoke, but it's, fog and gases. Yeah. So cruises would stop in New Zealand, and this was a cruise excursion. Like you could buy the excursion to go see the island. And if you were in New Zealand, you could take a tour boat and go see that. So every day there were hundreds of people that would dock, get off, and walk this volcano, take pictures and whatever. So at the time of the eruption, there were 47 people on the island, all on excursions. 22 ended up dying from the explosion. 2 were never found and were found dead. What this documentary does, though, is it has firsthand experience. I mean, you saw how many people that survived that were on the volcano when it erupted, somehow survived by getting either back out onto a boat. One went underwater. He just hid underwater until the eruption was done. There's actual cell phone footage. It's like that. What was the Everest documentary that we watched? Remember? And they pieced it together based on what people had filmed. Different. And that's exactly what this was. And I was just super. And I think I was into it because I'm like, that could happen to anybody. We go on excursion crap all the time. Not that I would go to an active volcano, but part of the problem was people didn't know that there was a risk this thing could erupt. I mean, they're trusting the company that, like, if you're taking me on it, then
it's like us going on an excursion on a cruise and just showing up and there's a volcano.
Absolutely. Well, this just happened while I was looking into this, and this is not the documentary is, I think, a year or 2 old. So this just happened last month, but you can imagine there were some lawsuits. Well,
I mean, who do they sue?
Well, a judge ordered that $9.56 million in damages be paid to the families of the victims and the survivors. The judge also sentenced there were 5 guilty parties. The largest penalty, they're owners of this volcano, and it's a band of brothers. Apparently this volcano has been in the family. It's a generational volcano.
Like they own the property.
They own the volcano. They own the land.
The land.
Yes. And it's called the Whakaari Management Limited. It's WML. And they had a penalty of $1 million for what happened. And then the WML was also ordered to pay $4.57 million of the total reparation? Damages, whatever. The management group, though, listen to this. This is where I need your help because I don't understand. The management group says that it has no assets, no bank account. The judge acknowledged that while it claimed to have no assets, WML, the company that the brothers own, that owns the volcano, had been contracting tour operators to be on their island for years and years and years. They say that WML never had a bank account, so they never held any funds that came into the volcano. And the judge said this must be difficult for survivors and families to stomach. The substantial amounts that were paid under the license agreements should have gone to WML, but never did. The family that owns it, the 3 brothers, they're the Buttles. They appear to have profited very handsomely from the tours to Whakaari. So how do they have a company? that they run tours through that has no money. Where's the money going? To them?
To a different shell company. So like the property is held in a some sort of company's name, an LLC or whatever.
Like not the W.
Different. That's a management group.
The Whakaari Management Limited.
And so then they would subcontract out to another company that they owned possibly to do the tours, is my guess. And that the actual land is held in a company's name and there's just no assets. There's no building on there.
So you can't sue, like these poor families are not going to get this $4.5 million.
Usually there's insurance on a property for things like that, which is probably where I would go. So they may have that.
But doesn't this seem shady? Like they were clearly running it through something else that like they can't take the money from wherever the money was funneling into.
Okay, so the companies that we own are all owned in different companies' names, right? So nobody can sue us personally.
Right. No, I understand that. I understand not suing personally, but the company or the group that they sued that is on the name of the volcano, they're like, oh, sorry, there's just nothing here.
There's no assets there. I don't know this specific
That's kind
situation,
of where I'm like, now that's shady.
I don't know why they would sue that.
I get not suing the brothers. Like you can't sue them individually,
right.
But the company that they own that owns the volcano should be responsible.
Well, I would think that the companies that were actually doing the tours is who
they did. So I told you there were 5, and one of them, I think it was like White Island Tours. They got massively sued.
Yeah.
The 2 other tour companies that were there that day got sued, and then there was
they have liability insurance for that as well.
there was an airspace company that got sued as well for not giving any heads up that it looked like it was going to happen.
It's crazy.
That was a long story. Yeah. It was a great documentary though.
I should go back and watch it.
Yeah, you should on Netflix now.
Give it a chance.
Also coming up, the Magic Prank Show.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
On Netflix.
Is it not out yet?
No, it comes out April Fool's Day. Haha, of course it does. April 1st.
Kids will love that.
Let me play a teaser for you.
My name's Justin Willman, and I have a very particular set of skills.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But now I'm using my talents for an even greater purpose.
Your sister's really scared you. I want to help you get revenge. Are you down?
1, 2, 3. I will be delivering mind-bending experiences by request.
I like him to be taught a lesson.
So I've assembled a team to plan and execute the most unbelievable pranks of all time to the people in your lives who deserve them the most.
My sister has a stealing problem.
Ma'am, these aren't even for sale. Tell me about your boyfriend's driving.
We almost got in a car accident because of his texting.
What are some ways to magically send a message?
What if we, staged an accident and he thought that he killed someone?
Pretty dark. Possibly illegal.
Epic payback pranks are hard work. That is so dangerous.
It's not just about the trick itself. It's about creating an immersive world.
She has no idea.
Where unbelievable things can happen.
What? Welcome, brother.
This is the Magic Prank Show.
So it's Justin Willman.
He's great.
Who, if you guys have listened to us for a while, we love. He did Magic for Humans on Netflix right before COVID, and then during COVID was doing all these online magic shows. He's
It's unbelievable.
What is he, an illusionist? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
He's been touring. Yeah. I've been wanting to see him. He hasn't ever come to Dallas, which is so weird to me.
Or Vegas. We go to Vegas. He's unbelievable.
Yes.
He obviously is
crazy. But so you can kind of hear what's going on, but the premise of the show is these people are getting revenge. It's a revenge prank. It's what we've seen this show before. Yeah. But he has this ability to do magic things. From what I gather, this girl is mad at this boy because he's always texting on his phone while he's driving. And what it looks like happens is Justin somehow, while they're driving, Justin's not in the car, it has nothing to do with it. He puts the kid's phone on fire. While he's on his phone texting, sets the phone on fire.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Crap like that.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
One of the episodes, he was floating. He was floating in the air.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I love illusionism.
Me too.
When it's on TV, I feel like it's too easy to be like, it's just so fake. But I'm in.
Green
and he's
screen.
funny. And he's funny. He's
funny. He's very likable.
Yeah. Okay. And then moving on really quickly, because we've been out on the challenge lately. The Challenge 40 is coming out. The cast is in Vietnam right now. And they're doing like an eras theme. So they've got a bunch of people. Can I just read you some of the highlights of this cast? Because we're going to have to watch. It has Anissa, Brad, CT, Darrell, Derek. You're already in, aren't you? Yeah. Jody, Katie, Mark Long from season like -5. You remember Rachel? She was awesome. Tina. And that's just era 1. Era 2, you have Aviv, Brandon, Cara Maria, Derek Judd, Laurel, Stuckey, Nehemiah. Era 3, Amanda, who everybody hated Amanda. Corey, Devin, John A., Leroy, Naya, Tony. Tony hasn't been seen in forever. Tori Deal. Era 4, you have Horatio, Josh, Casey, Kyland, Michelle, Nerese, Olivia, Polly. Polly is coming back. Theo. It's a rock star cast.
It's a lot of people.
It's a rock star. Oh, did I even say Johnny Bananas is coming back? Where was he? He's in there though.
He's got to be one of the original ones, right?
Yeah, he's from era 2, Johnny Bananas. Oh, and Emily. I missed a whole row. Emily Schramm, you remember her? I loved Emily.
Yeah.
She was with Ty for a while. And Kellyanne, yeah. So they're all coming back. I don't know. There's been no release date yet, but
wow,
that's a fantastic cast.
Yeah, it's going to be
fantastic
a lot going on
cast.
there.
And then speaking of, Challenge All Stars is back again. And it comes out April 10th on Paramount. And your cast there is Ace, who's been on everyone. Do you remember Avery?
Yeah.
She dated Johnny in Real World. Yes, she's back. Ayana, Brad, Brandon, Cara Maria, Derek, Janelle, Jasmine. These are in alphabetical order. Jay, Killicam, Laurel, Leroy, Nicole. You remember Nicole? Remember Nicole and Laurel dated? And apparently something has come out. Some comment has come out about Nicole cheating on Laurel.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh. I know. Rachel's on that one, too. Cyrus, Tina, Tony, Tyree, Veronica, who's also been on every single All-Star season. But I'm thinking maybe it's time to get back in.
We'll get back in. We only missed one season, the one that just ended, I think.
So I don't like the new people. I mean, I hate to say that. I don't want to meet new people when it comes. I want my original challengers. CT was amazing on Traders. He was great.
God, I wish Bananas would have been on there longer.
I don't know if Bananas would have been good on that show.
I think he would have. He's good at all of those.
I don't know. So back in on that. And then the last thing to talk about is Love Island, the reunion. Whole thing's done.
Love Island or...
Love
Island. Love is Blind.
I always call it Love Island. Love is Blind. Any last thoughts?
No,
it was a
boring reunion. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not into Nick and Vanessa hosting.
I thought that was going to be good too. They could have...
I heard a theory, and I kind of believe it, that they taped this reunion after only the first batch of episodes got released. Because all they talked about was the first... You know what I mean? Like, this entire season, Jimmy and Chelsea were shoved down our throats.
Right.
They were not
we didn't
go over any of that at all. You
Yeah.
know, even the AD stuff. Like, I'm like, we didn't talk about that. It was mainly Sarah Ann, who I'm like, I don't really care about the storyline. Jeremy, whatever. They brought the old guys back from the old seasons.
Dumb. To ask some questions.
I don't mind seeing them, but I'm like, they took up way too much time to me. And yeah, Nick and Vanessa are just, it's a little distracting. It's not, I don't know. And I hate saying that because I feel like it makes you sound like a hater, but it's just like, oh my God, stop. It would annoy me that things would come up and Nick would be like, oh, this reminds me of a time that, Vanessa and I used this to get over a hump in our relationship. I'm like, Nick, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. Or he was like, we don't need people on the show who are coming to get famous. How many times during the reunion was I like, thanks, Nick?
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
I don't know how they're supposed to act, but it just... Yeah, they didn't add much, and they didn't talk about the stuff I wanted them to talk about.
100%. That was my thing. Yeah. It like the reunion went by, and I went, "That's okay, no questions really."
I wanted more of
answered.
What's his name, Jimmy and
Chelsea.
Yeah, but not Chelsea, the other girl.
Oh, Jess.
Yeah,
they didn't even touch on that.
I know.
That was a huge
she was there,
storyline.
and then we didn't get much.
Huge storyline. Yeah. That to me was a big miss. So I don't know. We have. Vanderpump Rules that started. We have The Valley that started.
Yep.
And
Summer House.
Not much to say about The Valley yet. I'm in.
Me too.
The first episode was stupid to me. Jax is just as douchey as he's ever been.
They're always just setting it up.
But the trailer looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I hate to say that, but it looks juicy.
We will see.
Maybe in the next coming weeks, we will have something more to say about that. But, Love, anything else that you want to say?
All good here.
We done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, reminder, next week we will be gone. We'll be back the week after that. But make sure you like, rate, review, subscribe, all that stuff to the podcast. Make sure you go to the Facebook page, like that. And Tybo and I will see you back here in 2 weeks, same time.
Same place.
There you go.